Aloha and welcome to another edition of Die Rollin. I'm the ever excitable Adam, and today I'm going to be playing Veilwraith by All or Nothing Productions. I am very excited to get this to the table because All or Nothing Productions do some really fantastic games. Lifeform, which is just there, is one of our favourite games here at Die Rollin. Great alien survival game. And they've also done some really other great games, which I've got, but I haven't been able to get to the table with the other guys because of lockdown. So, and they're very interesting, meaty games as well. So I'm really excited to be getting Veilwraith to the table because this is something I can actually show off to you guys in all its glory. I will probably get some of the rules wrong, so bear with me if that is the case. So there's a little trigger warning there. If people getting rules wrong upsets you, maybe look away. But I'm fairly certain I know enough to be showing you guys a general go through of Veilwraith. I'm going to try and do the whole thing here. So I'm going to give my first go today at the first vignette, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. So yeah, we're going to be trying to go through each of the vignettes in this in order. So this is kind of another solo series for me, and if you enjoy watching grown men play with cards, then this is the right place to be because that's what's going to be happening. So yeah, let's get to the table and see what it's like. So we are all set up and ready to go. So I'm going to talk you through each of the phases of the round. So we start with the threat phase. And during the threat phase, we are going to be grabbing one of the threat cards from over here and placing it down in this area here. So let's do that. So the first threat we encounter is a mystic. Now she's mystical and she has the played keyword here, which basically means we have to do this straight away. So we'll reveal threats until you reveal a key. Put it into play, shuffle and replace the rest back on the threat deck. Okay, so we're looking for a key, hobgoblin, another mystic, an enforcer, a healer, and the key of sight. So the key of sight goes here. We then shuffle all of these up. Put them back on top. Now, the mystic herself, so she's helped us find a key, but actually she's not on our side. So we need to influence her. She's got an influence value of 4 we have to get here. And if we haven't got rid of her by the end of the round, we're going to lose one of our spirit. Our spirit is over here, which is our health points. So we really need to take her out as soon as possible. So my 3 actions here, we do the draw phase next. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we draw. So we draw 1 card from here, and I found the Memory of Home. This is going to give me a +1 to an explore action, or I can use it to combine with another card for a +1. Play. In any order, we can do one of these actions. So the first thing we do is we can play any number of memories. Memories being the cards that I'm pulling from this deck here. And you'll be playing these to do various things. So you can place it on here to give whatever this is a bonus. They might have some special text on there, but in this instance, that's all we can really do with this. We can play there to give this a value of 2. Value of 2 because there's 1 here and then there's 1 there. The fight action is currently a value of 2, and the influences are currently a value of 3. So that's the first thing. We play any number of memories. Next thing is we can combine memories. So if I had another memory, I could combine this value and the value of the other one together to give a +1 to one of these abilities. Next thing we do is we can tilt. So what we can do, we can basically choose one of these 3 things and we can tilt it slightly like this. We then place a +1 token on there, and what that means is as long as this is on there, this is going to add to your total power. So this would be a 4 at the moment, for instance. You can also use an action. So over here, we've got what we need to defeat this mystic. And over here on the key of sight, this is what we need to do here. We need to get an explorer of 6. Our explorer is currently 1, so it's not great. So if we were able to do one of these, we would just choose whichever one it was that actually reflects it. So let's say we had a value of 6 for our explore. We could do that, and then that would mean we would then do this particular thing. If, however, you are using one that's in this position or in this position, when you turn it all the way around, you're going to be putting that to the very start, and these guys move up. This is one of the really interesting mechanics that they've done with this game, because you really do have to weigh up what you're going to do, because you can't tilt and also use the action. No, you can only tilt or use it and also use an action on something else. You can't use an action on that as well. I feel like I'm just gabbling now, but yeah, basically you can't use an action as well as tilt during a turn. The keys themselves, so if we get a key, we've got some special things that happen. So the first thing that happens when we gain a key is we actually heal 1 damage from our soul track here. We can also turn this to the side to use 1 available action. So let's say, for instance, I'd used influence and I wanted to fight something. I could turn that to also be able to use this as an action. And we can also flip this for the rest of the game to add an explore power token to the explore one. So that's the different things you can do during your turn. So you can play any number of memories, you can combine memories, you can tilt 1 action to add 1 power token to it, and you can use 1 action, or you can use key abilities. Now, one other thing you can do, so if you are using this as an action, you can use this to fight using this, or you could use this to draw an additional memory card. All of them have the same ability here. You can draw an additional memory card for that. So do you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use my fight action to draw an additional card here. And I've got memory and knowledge, which allows me to swap the position of any 2 actions, which is a really cool ability, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So I'm gonna hold on to this and this one. I'm then gonna tilt my influence, so I got a +1 on there for next round, so we can take out that mystic. And that's everything I can really do with my turn. We're now at the spirit phase, and during this phase, you take damage from anything that's currently out on the field. So the Key of Sight doesn't do anything, but the mystic deals us 1 damage. So we go down to 19. Now it's the new round, so we basically reset all of these guys, and we go back to threat. So the next thing that comes out is an Enforcer. And when he's played, we remove 1 power token from your fight action. He's going to require 4 fight to actually beat him. So yeah, that's not great. Let's draw our card, and we have Memory of Gold, so we can ignore a spirit cost -1 threat this round, which is great. So do you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to play this card straight away. What that means is this -1, we can ignore that. We're then going to use our influence, and we'll take this off to say we've used that, which means we have taken care of the Mystic. She is no longer a problem. I'm then going to tilt our Explore, do a +1 on there. So this is going to give us a better chance of getting our key. Perhaps I should have done it to the fight thinking about it, so I would have had a better chance to fight this guy next round, but I've already done it. So we go to the spirit phase, we don't have to worry about anything. I'll now put that down here. And then we reset everything back to where it was. Let's draw the next thing. We found a healer. So, Cure played. I gain 1 spirit when she's played. Huzzah. However, she is going to deal 1 damage to us at the end of every round she's alive. And she's got 5 influence we need to kind of get rid of her with. If we do defeat her though, we do gain a spirit back. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, this healer. Okay, so we draw our card next, and we found a Memory of Home. This is worth 1. So I've currently got on the board, I'm going to get 1 damage from this guy. I'm going to get a damage from the healer as well. So there's 2 damage coming through this round. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to these for next round. Next round, I'm going to use these and this to basically get that Key of Sight, which is going to heal me back from the damage I'm going to get from those guys. And I'm going to tilt the fight action to get a +1 on there. And I'm going to use, actually before I do that, sorry, I'm going to use my influence and draw a card. So I've got this one, which I can use to get me an additional health, additional spirit there. Okay, so now in the spirit phase, I take 2 damage from our threats up here. We reset everything round. Oh, I didn't. I should have tapped that. I meant to tap that last round. So that should be there. Hopefully you guys are okay when we're doing that. I just forgot to do it. So we have another Mystic come out. So I've got to look for the next key. And I found the Key of Light. So I've got to shuffle this card back into the rest of the threat deck. So I know a Hobgoblin's coming next. The Hobgoblins make you shuffle your discard pile and put it back onto the top. So it's a good time to kind of to use that. Let's draw a card now. And I've Memory Basic. This Mystic has changed what I'm going to do because she's going to give me -2 health at the end of this round. I cannot be dealing with that. So I'm going to have to use a couple of cards here. So I'm going to use my Memory of Knowledge here, which means I can swap the position of any 2 actions. So my Influence is going to swap with my Explore action. I'm then going to use my Memory of Honor here to give this a +1. So this is currently 4, which means I'm going to use this to take out the Mystic. I'm then going to use my Memory of Creation to heal up 1 health. And I'm going to tilt my Explore. Okay, so it's the Spirit phase now. So I'm going to receive 2 damage from these guys. And then we reset all of these. Next, the threat. We pull out, and it's a Hobgoblin. So when he's played, we shuffle our discard pile back into our deck, which is great. Right, he's going to be dealing 1 damage. He's got a fight of 2. I can take out the Enforcer this round. Let's see what card I get first. So I can use 1 additional available action this round. This is very, very handy. So I'm going to use Memory of Heart straight away. So I've got 2 actions this time. I'm going to use these 2 cards here. That gives me a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to use Explore. And that is going to allow me to gain the Key of Sight. So that goes up there. I get 1 health for claiming that. And then my next action, I'm going to use this. Sorry, they're gone. To attack the Enforcer. So he's gone now. And then I'm going to tilt my Influence here to gain a +1. Okay, so it's now the Spirit phase, so I take 2 damage. Reset everything. And we draw the next threat, which is another Hobgoblin, so I have to shuffle all these cards back in the deck, which I don't mind because they're pretty handy cards. But I don't have any memories on my hand at the moment. I've used them all. Okay, so let's draw a card. And we get a fight card. This is really handy. We're going to use this straight away. And we're going to use the fight action this round. And we're going to take out 1 of these Hobgoblins. I'm then going to tilt the Influence here. So this is now 5. And you know what? I'm going to turn my Key of Sight to draw, to use my Explore action, which brings this up here, to draw a new card, which has an Influence of 2, which is pretty handy. Cool, so Spirit phase, I take 2 damage again. Reset everything here. We draw out a new threat, and this time it's an Enforcer. Remove 1 power token from your fight action. We don't have anything on there, so we don't need to worry about that. And we draw a card. So this is another one to heal, so I'm going to play it straight away to heal me 1 health. I am going to use 3, 4, 5. I'm going to use these to take out the healer, and because I killed her, I get a health back. She kind of healed me on the way out there. I'm then going to tilt this to add a +1 to there. It's now the Spirit phase, so I take 2 damage. And we reset and draw out a new card. Another Mystic. Oh, and she's doing a lot of damage. So we've got to go for the next key now. Key of power comes out. And these guys get shuffled. There. So that's only 5 to get that, which is pretty handy. Unfortunately, I'm going to be taking 2 damage from this lady, 1 damage from him, 1 damage from him. And I can swap the position of any 2 actions on the track this round, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to use my fight action this round to take out the enforcer. So this guy's gone. I'm going to add 1 onto here because next round I can use my Memory of Redemption to add a +2 to this after I've used this, so that I will then have enough to take her out. But this round I can't really do anything about it. So we're going to be taking 3 damage. Oof. Let's reset now. So another threat comes out, and it's a hobgoblin. So I'm going to shuffle your discard pile back into my deck. At this point, I'm glad the hobgoblins are coming out because there's some really horrible pariah cards in the Veilwraith threat deck, which get added to your discard pile, and they come into here and just basically clog up your deck. So I'm glad that's not coming out. And we've got this here, Memory of Veil, which gives us +2 to an explore, which is interesting. I'm going to use this here. So I'm going to use my explore action, which is worth 5 points, to take the Key of Power. That heals me 1 health. I'm then going to use the Key of Power straight away to enable me to use another action. I'll be putting the Memory of Redemption on here, which gives me a +2. That's 3, so that's 5 in total, which takes out this mystic. I've managed to persuade her of my good intent. And I'm going to tilt my fight to give me a +1. Okay, so we've got 1 damage, 1 damage. Down to 10. Oof. Not good. Try another one. And we have an enforcer. Remove 1 power token from your fight action. That is a shame. Let's see what card we get out. So we got Memory of Blood, which gives us a +2 for our fight. So I'm going to tilt my explore. Give me a +1 there. I'm going to use my fight action to take out this hobgoblin here. And that will be the end of my go. So I take another 2 damage. I do not think I'm going to do this, guys. So we got Pariah come out. So when you defeat, you put him in your discard pile. They are not fun to get. And I've got Memory of Heart, which gives me an additional available action this round. Okay, so, which is good because I need to take him out. He's going to do 2 damage to me. So I'm going to use my Memory of Heart to begin with. I'm going to flip my Key of Power, which gives me a +1 to my fight action. I'm then going to use my Memory of Blood to give this an additional 2, which takes out the hobgoblin. My additional action this round is going to be to use this one to take out the pariah. He goes over here instead though. I'm going to also flip this upside down to give me a +1 to here. And then I'm going to tilt this and give that an additional +1. Take 1 damage from the Enforcer Samurai guy. These all get turned around and we get a new threat come out. This time it's a goblin. Now these guys, once you take them out, they're out the game, that's it. Oh, so what have I got? This does drastically change what I was going to do. I was really hoping to get this round, the Key of Light, but I'm going to be taking 2 damage from this guy and we can't have that. So we are going to use Memory of Knowledge to move this over here. We're then going to use this to fight the goblin. And goblins, instead of going into the discard pile, they're out of the game now because they're just cowardly. And yeah, there's nothing else I can do. I'm going to tilt the influence to give that a +1. So I take 1 damage off the enforcer. Next, we have a healer. Oh, that's good. So I get an additional health for that. And I've got this card. I'm going to play it straight away to give me an additional health. Exploring. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And I'm going to use this to make that 8 to claim the Key of Light. So the Key of Light goes down here. So the Explore action goes down there. These are all gone. I'm then going to flip this to use an additional action. I'm going to do that to take out the healer. I gain a health for doing that. And then I'm going to flip this to draw a memory, which is use 1 additional basic action, which is very handy for another round. I take 1 damage off of this dude. We draw out the next card, which is the fighter. Remove 1 power token from your influence action. I don't have anything in it, so that's fine with me. Draw another card, and it is Memory of Home, which is a basic. Okay, so we are going to use my fight to take out the fighter who just turned up. We're then going to move this to one side to give us a +1 for our influence, and we take 1 damage off him during the spirit phase. Next, another fighter. Remove 1 power token from your influence action. Oh, that's a shame. We draw a card, and it's 1 more for that. What can I do now? Nothing. I'm going to be taking 2 damage at the end of this turn. So I think all I can really do here is I'm going to add a +1 to this. I'm going to use this. Use this to draw a card, which gives me a +2 to location, which is no good to me at the moment. So I take 2 damage onto 5 hit points. These all get reset. Get a new card come out. It's the Goblin King. Man alive. Bloodline defeat, you gain 2 power tokens. That's nice. And I could ignore a spirit cost of -1 threat this round, so we're going to do that straight away. Right, so the Goblin King is a bit of a pain to get because we actually have to defeat both of these things to actually kill him. And we're pretty much dead at the end of this round, I believe. So we need to use inspiration and a fight to get him. You've got 4 in here, we need 2 more. So I'm going to use Memory of Heart this turn to give me an additional action. And then I'm going to use these 2 and these 2 to give me a combined value of, that's 1 point, that's 1 point, so that's 2 points, 5, 6. So we're going to use that to damage the Goblin King with influence. So he just have 6 fight left in him. I'm then going to tilt my fight, and I'm going to use my explore action because of that card I played to draw another card. It gives me 2 influence. That's a shame. It was something else. So I take 3 damage this round because I've blocked with this. And I think this is going to be my last round, guys. So we've got a Mystic come out, of course. So we've already got 3 keys. The Key of Love comes out. Oh, and we draw a card. Hopefully this is going to be something really useful. So 1 fight. It's not useful, guys. Is there anything I can do? Part of me thinks if I can get another additional card out, that might help me. I'm gonna have to try to get an additional card out. So we're gonna use Explore to get a card, which is just a 1. So we've definitely lost this, guys. I'm gonna tilt that to get a +1 to here. And then we get attacked, and we get 2 damage from him, 3, 4. Boo! We lose a silver ribbon. Our first attempt failed. So, I failed miserably. Not miserably, I enjoyed myself playing this. Veilwraith, what a lovely surprise this is. Getting into the table, I thought, I'm going to enjoy this. But I've really enjoyed this, like more than I thought I would. Not saying I didn't think I was going to enjoy this. I thought I'd enjoy it, but then my kind of levels were like there. And then when I got into it, I was like, oh, actually, there. So it's a pleasant surprise. It's very nice. One thing to note straight away from this, the artwork in all of their games are always the very best kind of artwork you're going to get. It's always so thematic. It's absolutely stunning, beautiful work. So I applaud everyone involved in this production because it's lovely to look at. There are other games we played, so like Shadows of Kilforth. The artwork in that is just oozing with theme. And yeah, I really highly recommend, if you love kind of fantasy artwork, check out some of that stuff because it's really top notch. It's great. So yeah, component wise, it's really good as well. You've got like a few decks of cards, like I say, lovely artwork on there, and all the information is on the cards themselves. You're not going to have to be referring back to that rulebook once you played like one game of this. Like, I played the game of this now, and I think I could go into the next one. As long as I haven't got a lot wrong in this playthrough, I think I could go to the next one and not really have to refer to the rules at all. So that's always a bonus. And yeah, the gameplay for this is fantastic. I really enjoy the fact you've got those 3 different actions you're going to use. And you using a particular one is going to shift that and move another one up. So there's a lot of strategy in this game because you have to be thinking about your actions you've currently got, what you actually need to achieve, and what order you need to achieve those things in. And sometimes you do have to take a hit with things coming through, or maybe you don't, and that's where I'm going terribly wrong. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, so much so that I'm definitely going to do the next, I'm going to try this one again. I mean, you tell me, if you want me to try this same level again, then I'll do you know what? You don't tell me. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to try and do the same level again. So join me again. I will try to do this and hopefully succeed this time. I mean, I've got 4 lives left, so we'll see. Anyone who's worried about this game being a bit too hard, there is an easier level where you can basically flip over one of those starting action kind of numbers. And as you get through the game, you actually are going to be upgrading certain things as well. Like the deck of memories I have, they're just basic memories, but as the game goes on, you're going to be getting more powerful memories. But then, of course, you're going to have to go against more powerful enemies, so guess it all kind of weighs up. I think the main win for this, for me, apart from the mechanics for moving things around, is definitely the theme. It reminds me a lot of Dark Souls, and I don't mean the board game. I've never played that. What I'm referring to is a game, like the actual computer game itself, where you're kind of expected to die. It's like a dark fantasy world it's kind of post-apocalyptic in some ways, and that's exactly what you get here with Veilwraith. But it takes no time to set up. It takes no time to learn this game, and it's like 30 to 45 minutes to play it. So so yeah, like I think once you've kind of got around to playing this game a few times, you could really get around in those rounds very, very quickly. So yeah, so this is kind of like a bit of a mini review from me, just to say that I give this a full thumbs up. If you are looking for a solo dark fantasy card game, then this is, you would do a lot worse than picking this up. This is great. It's definitely a buy from me. Components great, the theme is really good, and most importantly, the gameplay mechanics are fun, and there's enough kind of depth in the strategy there that you are gonna, have to come back and try some of these things again. So yeah, top marks. Another fantastic game by this really interesting publisher. Thanks for watching this. If you've seen me make any mistakes in this, then please leave some comments below, and I will make a little mistakes were made section, so anyone watching this can go and scroll down there and go, yeah, actually that makes sense. He should have done this. And yeah, please leave me comments if you like this and you want to see some more of this game. And please like us, because, you know, we really need your likes and love. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And until next time, guys, stay safe and keep rolling.